Level up. 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up. 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 All this on me so yummy. All this stuff so yummy. No, you want this yummy. Yummy all in your time.
Level up.
Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. All this on me so yummy. All this stuff so yummy. No, you want this yummy. Yummy all in your time.
Wow! Welcome to Monday Motivational Moments with Marissa. I am your host, Marissa Bludart. Today I have with me my special guest, executive producer and best-selling author, Miss BJ Martin. Talk to us, girl. It is Monday. We are at the top of the week. We are still at the top of the year, right? And today we're talking about all these shows that I have are always linked up to the Own It magazine and our messaging behind the Own It magazine, our vision behind the Own It magazine. And the month of January is all about getting your mind right for the year, being open-minded, being flexible, because the year ahead is going to take us on some journeys, right? And so we have to be open-minded. So talk to us about your show, and all that you are doing with your show and reaching out and trying to make an impact and being a world changer and all that other stuff, speaking positivity in light of snails without shells. So talk to us, Miss BJ Martin.
Level up. Okay, I'm ready. Greetings, beautiful ones. I am Miss BJ Martin. And Marissa, thank you for having me on the Own It platform. I appreciate it. The name of my podcast is called Snails with No Shells. Okay.
Yes.
And I say, leave that shell at the door, meaning, we're all running around here with these shells on. Some of us are hiding in our shells. Some of us are putting muscles on our shells. Some of us are putting makeup, Botox, all this kind of stuff on our shells. On my platform, take the shell off, leave it at the door. Be a slug for a little while. It's okay.
Wow.
Be a slug for a little while. Because there's no judgment. My platform is I try to make you very comfortable. And it's more like a conversation as opposed to an interview, because I want my guests to be very comfortable. On the podcast, I have various topics. I have not just limited just to one topic. Some days we talk about mental health. Some days we're talking about astrology. Some days we're talking about poems, journaling. We talk about so many different things, and I have so many different kinds of guests from everywhere. I've had a guest from the UK, an astrologer from the UK on my show, and just talking about relating astrology to our everyday lives. So I have so many different kind of guests, and I feel like these guests are people that people need to know, because there are people that are out here doing things and working really hard in the community trying to make a difference, and people don't know them yet. Someone would be like, okay, they might be considered the underdog. Well, I'm the underdog with y'all, and we're gonna make this happen.
Right. And it's so important to be transparent in these ages, because this particular show is it's positioned in our It's Your Life, Own It, which really focuses on self-awareness and then self-love, right? And having these interviews, allowing people to have the opportunity to have these kind of conversations is so critical to help folks know that they're not alone, that they're not the only ones out there, that there are others. And you hit on so many different forms of expression. You talk about poetry, you talk about astrology, looking in deeper. How do we connect with the universe? And so you hit on so many different areas of just getting in touch with who you are and aligning with your identity, and that's so very important. And so listen, let's talk about your talent, man. Let's talk about the how you are, you personally express yourself through poetry. You're a best-selling author. So talk to us a little bit about your agenda for the year, in regards to all that you've been doing, in the background that's coming to the forefront.
Yes. So I am finishing up a book of poems. I've been working on it for a while. So I'm finishing up my own book of poetry. Working on that. I have so many things going on.
No, listen, we all do. I mean, we all, the one thing that's beautiful about a creative mind, and BJ, you and I talked about this one on one. The one thing that's beautiful about a creative mind is we don't get stuck in one area.
Right.
Our form of expression. There's so many dimensions to you too, and we'll tap on that a little bit later. But there's so many dimensions to all of us in how we express ourselves. And what's really great about your show, Snails with No Shells, is that the fact that you're saying the shell really kind of encases you, right? So you need to remove that shell so you can kind of spread out, like, and be that slug, because the slug, when it comes out, it's big and thick, right? If you really look at it, it's big and thick. And that's how we are. If we allow ourselves to be unleashed,
Yes.
so to speak, you'll begin to see that there are different parts that make the whole of each one of us. And the minute that we're able to tap into that, that's the beginning of self-love. Self-love is it's a process of release. A
Yes.
release to be who you are meant to be in its totality, without apology, without being arrogant, but without apology. You got the right to be yourself. And that comes through forms of expression. We got to express it. Sometimes I express it in drawing. I really like to draw eyes. I'm very good at drawing eyes. And I will draw one eye, because then try to draw the other is like, okay, now you got to make them back. Right? So I'm good at drawing that one eye, and I'll leave it alone. But then I'm not a singer. But you see me, I like jamming. So when we come live, I'm always wanting to jam. I like to dance. So we all, if we allow ourselves, we don't get one gift. God gives us multiple gifts to tap into. And I just saw the beauty in you. And I just was like, oh my God. And so when you started sharing to me, because there's something deeper than what's on the surface. And so when you began to share with me all the stuff, you got poetry.
Yes.
You're writing stories. You're sharing your story as an author. You're being transparent. Then we share. You're an executive producer. You got your own show, your own podcast, and then you also teach Spanish as a second language.
Yes.
Come on, like there's so much bottled up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we can look out for your poetry. When you write poetry, what are you writing to?
A lot of times I'm really writing about personal experiences. I really am. When I talk about being vulnerable and open, that's what I do. I'm not going to ask anyone to do something that I don't do. You know what I mean? So this is personal experiences, things that I've experienced, things that I feel, deep in my heart. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so important, because it's relatable. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, I love how society tries to make us, be a certain way, right?
Right.
And it's only the trailblazers will buck the system and say, you know what? Yeah, I like being vulnerable. And I'll tell you, I like crying.
Yeah. It's healing. That's healing.
Man, but it says I care. Crying says I give a darn.
Right.
Crying reminds me that I feel.
Yes.
So whether it means that I hurt, I don't care. Whether I'm so joyous in what I'm seeing unfold in front of me, family hugging each other, strangers hugging each other, strangers being nice to each other.
I'm the same way.
I'm an emotional wreck, and I don't care. Like, I love it because it reminds me that I care and I give a darn.
Absolutely. And it's society, first it was like, okay, men don't cry. You don't be crying. It's like they're trying to tell the women too. You're not supposed to be crying either. You're supposed to be tough and be strong. No crying. You have no time for tears. No, that's not what femininity is about.
And we are our brother's keeper. So when we allow society to tell us about separation and that we shouldn't mind your business, and it's not you should be in somebody's business, but you should always be available to love on them. You should always be available, because we don't know when someone's at their breaking point, and that hug or that opening up the door of that smile, that wave. I can remember when I had dropped so much weight, and and then got new clothes, because my clothes couldn't fit me, and I'm walking around, and I start putting on my ponytail, and I start seeing a lot of attention. And I'm in we're talking about mindset. My own mindset was, what are they looking at?
Right. Oh, yeah.
God had to correct me and say, excuse me, they're admiring you.
Right.
They're admiring you. Take the time to say hello to them.
Yes.
Look at it from a different perspective and take the time to say hello. Take the time to smile at them and take the time to spend time. Like, let them know you see them.
Yes.
That's so important. In your poetry, just, oh my God, it just really speaks to the heart. And when you're transparent and keep it real, it's authentic, and it speaks to the soul.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. So talk to us. We need your link. So you need to drop in the main comments, not in the private chat. You need to drop the link to your song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for those of you who are watching, and you may not, if you're not subscribers to the Own It magazine, Miss BJ Martin is one of our contributing writers, and her video is featured in the Own It magazine. So she is. So if you want to keep in touch with her, I dropped in the chat her podcast link. And I also and you want to follow her in the Own It magazine. In the Own It magazine is fully digital. You can listen to her music, and I believe she's dropping in the chat for us the link to her video, because the music, oh my God. And she had been teasing me for the last few days, dropping some notes while we've been talking, singing, and we meeting, and she's singing in the background. I'm like, okay, girl, I'm hearing that voice, all right. So she's singing, and BJ would love to have you. So if you're interested in being on her podcast, if you're interested in getting exposure for what it is that you're doing, whether it's poetry, just if it's just having a conversation and just letting people know about your story, what you've gone through, where you want to motivate them and inspire them, connect with BJ, get on her podcast. She's getting ready to go. You're getting ready to go live too, and do some live interviews like this as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, oh my God. So, doing some amazing things, and you can always drop it in the private chat too as well, BJ, if you like. But so talk to us. So you're doing the poetry.
Yes.
You've got the podcast going on. Talk to them. What made you go into speaking Spanish?
I learned it. I went to a bilingual school, and I'm from Cincinnati. Okay, born and raised there. And I went to bilingual school, elementary school, middle school, high school. Well, some of high school. But my mom, I was just this energetic kid, just all over the place. So my mom was like, you know what? I need to get her into school where she can. I took ballet and tap and all that, so where I could, just be free to be who I wanted to be. And she knew that the foreign language thing. I guess my mom, she could see it, when I was young. So it was really her idea to send me to bilingual school. Shout out to my mom, Pamela Foster Smith.
Shout out, Mom. Did an amazing job.
I'm trying to copy this.
Can you get it?
Yeah, it's still pulling up my podcast. Okay. But I will put the title of it in here just for right now.
Mm-hmm. And I may be able to grab it too. Let me
because it's on all digital platforms. It's on YouTube, it's on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, iTunes. So you can catch it everywhere. And I'm working on some more music. I have some projects that are finished. I just got to get them mixed and mastered. So I'll be working on those this year as well.
That is awesome. Just trying to see, because I know you sent it to me as well. But we're gonna get you that video before I think I got it. I think I have it. I think I did it. I think I did it.
Because I don't mind. I can go back over it and try it again. It's not an issue at all.
This is it.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I did. I'm just trying to, you know me, I got to be able to multitask.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm. It's coming up, but yeah. So that, oh my God, and so it's one thing to learn about. It's one thing to learn about, to learn Spanish, but to teach it, the whole different. Is a whole different ball game. So how do you learn how to teach it? Or were you self-taught in teaching it?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, self-taught. I self-taught. Yeah, self-taught. And I just remember I loved Spanish so much. I never forgot it. So basically I just teach what I learned in school. I don't have a degree. But when it's something that you love and you're passionate about, a degree is, you don't need a degree. That's a gift. That's a gift from God for me to be able to teach Spanish. And especially I teach them. I started 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, 2 years old on up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to
Wow.
see that, and just to see the kids, yeah, see the smaller ones getting it. Man, it just warms my heart.
That is, and that's when you want to do it, correct? You want to do it when they're small.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because by the time they get, to middle school and high school, they've mastered the basics, and that builds their confidence. Learning a second language, it builds your confidence, and your test scores are better too because you're using two
Oh,
sides of your brain. Oh yeah.
oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, they say that music, I believe it unleashes you if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
it unleashes you. And people don't realize that music actually speaks to the soul,
Mm-hmm.
right? It
Mm-hmm.
speaks to the soul because it does the same thing as poetry, right? So when you
Yes.
think about spoken word and you get up and when they go in deep, it's like, whoa, like what's her name? Lauryn Hill,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
what's that song where she says, you are singing my life with your words, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics. She says, he found my letters and read each one out
Out
loud.
loud. Mm-hmm.
He found my letters and read each one out loud. And that's connectivity. And
Mm-hmm.
that's that moment where you come into like, oh my God, that's
Mm-hmm.
me. And that's why
Right.
it's so important for us to, again, going back to be transparent and
Yes.
share our stories, and being open to the reception of them so that we
Mm-hmm.
can be released. We don't, like, I know for me, I do what I do to help other people be
Yes.
free. It's not for me for me, it's not show for me. It's really about, let me share with you the audacity that I have
Yes.
so
Yes.
that you can have that audacity too.
Yes.
To really say, let's go and be what we were meant to be. And so,
Yes. And I thought about India Arie. Yes. Oh my gosh, master poetess. She said that song, Magic. She said the way he touches me is so spiritual.
woo!
It's so everything. He's a miracle. I'm like,
Oh my God. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
you
love
know
it.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what
Magic.
is that other song she does? This Beautiful Surprise.
Oh, I'm about to say brown skin. She got
Yeah,
so
right.
many.
Well, we already know that. Okay, BJ, we
Yes,
know
so
where you're
many.
at. Your mind is open to.
Yes, that's
That's where
right.
you are, girl. Yeah, I think one of the songs that she has that really ministered to me about 10 years ago is A Beautiful Surprise.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
she wasn't expecting him. And
yes,
what a beautiful surprise. But I love brown skin too. I love
yes.
to feel your brown skins. I don't know where yours starts and mine's ends, right? I think that's a part. I know that that's part of the
I
lyrics. I don't
can't
know
tell where
if that's
yours begins. I
right.
can't tell where
Mine
mine
ends.
begins. We're like this.
Woo!
Right.
Girl, you being a little dangerous.
That's
Okay.
love, though. That's love. That's
No,
love.
Indy Irie, and I love where she says she's not, the video girl, when she talks about being the video girl and like,
Mm-hmm.
her thick body.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about imperfections,
Mm-hmm.
and in capturing the beauty of our uniqueness and our
Yes.
diversity, and
Yes.
saying that we're beautiful in our own skin.
Yes.
And that's what it, and it's also, getting back to, our focus of the month is
Yes.
be open-minded to
Mhm.
loving yourself.
Yes.
Shut society and in every ill word that has been spoken to you of negativity or lack or insufficiency, shut that out and
Yes.
start loving you. Look in that mirror and find even just that one spot about yourself that you are
Mhm.
like, oh, I love this and this makes me unique. Find yourself, love
Mhm.
yourself in all your imperfections.
Mhm.
And that's what Indy Irie speaks to. She
Yes.
speaks to loving yourself just where you are.
Mhm.
And that's so important for us. And to recognize, and to find it so important to get in circles like this.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, your support system, the people you are around is so important. It's so important. Oh my goodness. It could change your life either way you go, depending on the people
Stop,
you're around. Yeah.
because you're wondering why you're depressed. And some of that
Mhm.
depression ain't you. It's
Yeah.
what you keep submerging yourself into.
Hmm. Hmm.
Extract. I'll tell you what, I hate to say this, but I'll tell you, I'll be by myself before I'm going to be around a bunch of negative people, because I'll cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear all that. I don't
Right.
like drama and trauma.
That's right.
My my protecting me comes out real quick.
Right. That's right. You got
You
to
can
protect
keep
your
that
peace.
stuff to yourself, because
Hmm.
I don't want that. And you have to be open-minded enough to say to yourself what's healthy for you and what's not healthy for you.
Yes.
And the beginning of extraction of that, and I'll tie it back to all of what you do, is how you express it.
Yeah.
Writing is therapeutic.
Very.
It's therapeutic for the writer, the author, as well as the reader, right? Because the author is now getting all of that out of their
Yes.
system and
Yeah.
onto the paper. Now it's no longer a toxin inside of you. Now
Hmm.
it's on the paper, you've released it, and now you've created a cycle of processing, which brings in healing. If you will be open up enough to start receiving the healing. So it's so good to write about the things that you go through. It's so important for people to read about what others have gone through,
Yes.
so that they can see a different perspective and a
Yes.
different experience,
Mhm.
and how people handle things differently. And then they can grab a hold of what works for them and what didn't work. Doesn't mean that you got
Right.
to replicate exactly what someone else has done. But it does mean that you should look at it and say, because I remember, like, with the women in my family, my Aunt Polly, she is a kick you behind woman. She
Mhm.
don't have a mince for words. She gonna tell you what it is and is what it is, right? And then I had my mom, who was very discreet. She was very diplomatic. She was
Mhm.
very grounded, administrative, and I took that. So I took a little kick butt from Aunt Paulie. I took a little administrative and classiness from
Right.
mom, and then I was speaking to my aunt Marianne a couple of days ago, and I took how orderly and neat she was, and
Mhm.
her cleaning methods, because she always had me clean her kitchen counters. Whenever I came in with Aunt Marianne, I'm cleaning the counters. And we took
Right.
everything off the counters and cleaned it down. So I developed a discipline of clean. You can't do a half-stepping job. My mom used to say, Marissa, if you're going to do something, do it right. Don't do a half-stepping job. Clean the counters off, blah, blah. So I've always gone and I've observed people in my life, and I've extracted, not done exactly what they did, extracted what I felt worked for me,
Mhm.
and then made it into my own. And so
Yeah.
that's what happens when we share our stories. People
Mhm.
can take from our stories, not to be us, but to find a better them.
Right.
And then also, so there's writing, and then you sing. Come on, you got to bellow out of tune. We you gotta bellow out some kind of tune for the people.
Oh my goodness.
I'm putting you on the spot, my
Oh, you
friend.
want, oh, okay.
It's all good. You know how to sing. That singing you was just singing earlier. You out of nowhere. We're writing and taking
I
notes.
know,
And
and
you,
I do that all the time. I'm not paying attention. That's not intentional. That's just,
no, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, girl.
Yes. And I can't even remember what we were talking about or what I
You
was.
just bellowed out. I was like, oh, that was so nice. So nice. So people sing, you share your story, you tell interviews. So you can come back if you feel like bellowing something out, bellow it out before we go. But talk to people about your podcast. Tell them about how they can get on your podcast, be interviewed by you, and then whatever else you want to
Yeah.
share with them. Because
Yeah.
the half hour has already gone by, believe it or not, and we haven't
What?
even begun to really get into the cruspus of what we really want to talk about. But we got a couple more Mondays of the month.
Yes, yes, I'll be back.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So Miss BJ, talk to us about your podcast, Snails with No Shells.
Snails and no shells. Yeah, so it's on anchor.fm, but it's also on Amazon, it's on Spotify, it's on Deezer. So it's across many digital platforms. Snails with No Shells podcast. And I would like to announce that Snails with No Shell podcast will be going visual soon this month. We will be going visual. Yes, thank you to the Own It magazine.
Yes, that's what I'm talking. Taking people live, taking
Yes,
and owning it with you. Oh my
yes,
gosh.
yes. Own It and Snails with No Shells podcast. We'll be collaborating. We're gonna do this thing
Yes.
together. Get the visual. So you
Yes.
guys get ready for that. Because initially I started out with audio. I just want to get my toes wet and just see, what it felt like. And the more people I talk to and the more things, I find out about people, I'm like, we need to get this out. This is
Yeah.
important.
Yes.
And let me see. So we have the podcast, got one visual, and I'm on Instagram. Okay, my handle is Ms underscore BJ Martin. So a lot of my I do mental health Mondays. So I'm usually on there. I'm either live or I'm posting over there or doing a video on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as well, just BJ Martin on Facebook. Let me see. And I msbjmartin.com, msbjmartin.com. You can click on that link. I'll put it in here. And that's where all my you can see a lot of my creative works that I created. Right
Okay.
now, yeah, I'll have my adult coloring book that's
Oh,
out now.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
30-day affirmation coloring book. And I know coloring is good for mental health, it's good for anxiety, depression. And then I have the 30-day affirmations too. So while you're coloring, your subconscious mind is picking up on these 30-day affirmations. I love my body. I
Ooh.
deserve to be happy. So as you're coloring, all this is going on at the same time. And then you can see a other. I got some journals. I have some notebooks for kids. I have all kind of stuff.
Nice.
with
Nice.
that. And I'm also a part of the it's a group. Well, it's more than a group. It's a fitness, yoga, leisure wear line. It's called Hottie Body.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Hottie Body, and they're on Facebook and Instagram as well. Hottie is HOTTI underscore body, where everybody is a hottie. Yes, Marissa, they have sizes 0 to 5X.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. Yeah. Because
and
we
we
all
yes,
hotties. And
that's right.
it's all about what's in your mind.
That's
As a
right.
man thinketh, so is
That's
he. So
right.
if
That's
you
right.
don't start believing you a hottie, that you sexy, that you be confident and
Yes.
sexy,
Yes.
you gotta own that. You gotta
Yes.
own who you
Own it.
are.
That's right.
Own
Own
it.
it.
You
That's
got
right.
to. There's
Yeah.
a reason why it's called own it. It's not being cute. It's saying take it and own it for yourself. Because if
Yes.
you don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it for you. You
Yes.
gotta own that. And so I love it. And I get the announcements for the hottie body. I do. I was like,
Oh, good.
where am I getting these announcements from?
Good.
Lewis, right? Is it Lewis? It's
Tina
Lewis.
D. Lewis.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, where am I getting this? So this you, BJ, that got
Yes, yes, because I
awesome,
am on the
awesome, awesome.
board with that. So yeah, so we have a lot of things going on. And again, I'm looking forward to being a contributing writer to the Own It magazine. You guys, it was so unexpected. Like I didn't expect this at all. You came out of nowhere, and you guys, this network right here, there are so many people doing so many things. It's like I don't even have to go outside of this network to get what I need.
That's what I like.
You know what I mean? Like we got people doing people doing podcasts, people doing life insurance, people doing whatever I need. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call Marissa. Do we have somebody to do this? She's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you their number. So I love I
Mhm.
love that. I love that.
Yes, yes. It's
Yeah.
it's all about helping each other.
Mm.
The Bible says, "Woe to him who is alone, for when he falls, there's no one there to pick him up." And
Mm.
the power of agreement, the power of coming together
Yes.
is so critical. It's so critical. That's why God said the greatest of these is love, is that you love one another. And it says, "Oh, no man but to love him." We have to. He commands us to love each other. And that means that we have to be a support network that provides the resources necessary to help you to do what? Oh, I took it out. Let me get it. You ain't going to level up. Or you can talk all you want.
See me as a prayer.
I see greater.
And I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Level up, 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 level up. It's always so yummy. It's so yummy. Know you want this yummy.
Yummy, all of my family. Hey.
What we get ready to do.
Yes.
2022, we are leveling up. And that means that we got to come together. We got to support each other. And it's all about helping each other to level up. We are standing on Isaiah 61 and Jeremiah 29:11. We are coming out of this year. We at the top. We coming out on top, doing things that we never, ever thought were possible. If 2021 was something, 2022 is going to make you wonder, what? And so, Miss BJ Martin, I am so excited to have you as a part of our network.
Yeah.
I'm so honored to have you on board. I'm looking forward to your StreamYard, your videos, your interviews.
I'm gonna go ahead and just sing a line from the new song that I have out. If that's okay.
See, I knew I would inspire you.
You did. All right, so it starts off. Is it just my imagination? Or is it just insanity for me to constantly yearn for that deep soul, feel love, that protective, connective kind of love, that I love you because I want to kind of love, not because of obligation, desperation, non-judgmental conversations, communication, or is my optimistic personality limiting my view of reality? It goes back to, is it just my imagination?
Look, I'm telling you. Well, girl, we gotta let them go. We want to just thank you so very much for chiming in today. Thank you so much, audience. We really, truly appreciate it. We hope that, and we pray that our, okay, let me just put this up. She loves your voice. Thank you, Ramen, for chiming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love our tribe too. Yes. And this is, I mean, you know, connect with BJ. Like I always say, cross-pollinate. Y'all need me. You directly. And so we just, so thank you. We are praying that our words inspire you. And remember, own it. Is standing on Isaiah 61. Read the whole chapter because that's what we're standing on. And we're also standing on Jeremiah 29:11. God has a plan for us, plan for good and not for evil, to give us a hope in the future. So own it. This is your life. Own it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Have an amazing day. We hope our words inspire you.